Hey there, Leo. Welcome in to Great Awakener Ether Realm. My name is Kimberly, and I am going to do an astrological report for the week of January 20th through the 26th of 2025. Okay? So, the first things I want to touch on are the sun just moved into Aquarius, which is your seventh house of partnerships, whether romantic or business, and also enemies. I kind of sometimes forget to point that out. We also have had a conjunction yesterday with Venus and Saturn in your eighth house, which is your money house, of other people's money, intimacy, sex, death, transformation. So that Venus rules your communication sector of Libra and also your career sector of Taurus. And Pisces, of course, your eighth house. Eighth house is your private house, definitely. And excuse me, sorry. Your career sector is your open house, and your an open house. Sorry, it has to do with your career and reputation. If I confuse you, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be as matter of fact, point to point as much as I can here. So we're going to start off with on Monday. The moon is in Libra. Okay, Libra is your third house. It has to do with your community, the way that you communicate, short distance travel. Okay, anything that basically when you grew up, like your early learning. Okay, that is going to the moon is going to make a square to Capricorn. Capricorn is your work house, your sixth house of work, daily habits, and health. Okay, Mercury's been in Capricorn for a bit now, January 10th. So you probably have a lot of emphasis on your work at the moment. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. Gemini is your friendship sector and hopes, dreams, wishes. Virgo is your value, your self-worth, how you value yourself, and your earned income sector. Okay, so that makes a square to base. So there's going to be a lot of emphasis on basically kind of communication or commuting with your daily habits, work sector. Okay, for health. All right. Then it moves into an opposition with Chiron in Aries. That is your ninth house of expansion. Chiron's been in Aries for quite some time now, so you probably don't feel its effect until it gets actually triggered by a planet. So it's going to oppose Chiron. You're probably going to have what's the word I want to use? You're going to have kind of this opposition between short distance travel, early learning, communication, and your ninth house of sorry, this is the fifth reading I'm done. I'm kind of losing my voice here, so please hang in there with me. Ninth house of long distance travel and higher learning. Okay, Chiron is the wounded healer. You could be healing some wounds. Like I said, it's been going on for quite a long time, so it's something that everybody has felt for a while now. Okay. After that, there is going to be a square between the moon in Libra and Mars in Cancer. Mars rules Aries. And Mars right now is in your 12th house, your subconscious dreams. You might be having a lot of dreams that could actually, they might be intense because of the square, but you know, it could help you heal that much quicker with the intensity, okay? Mars is retrograde at the moment until February 23rd. It did start going retrograde in Leo at 6 degrees a while back. And so if you're like, say your sun is at 6 degrees or any of your natal planets, that will be hitting you the most when it just started going retrograde, then into your 12th house of your subconscious, okay? Your 12th house is can be a very intense house, a very private house as well, all right? So moving on to Tuesday, we have the moon moving into Scorpio, where the sun is conjuncting Pluto at the moment. Pluto just went into the 7th house, your partnerships zone. And that's romance or business. Again, enemies as well. The moon, the Scorpio is your home and family sector and is going to square your partnership sector. Okay? Pluto moved into Aquarius November 19th for the next 19 years. So you are going to be looking at a lot of transformation in your partnerships for the next 19 years, okay? And it's usually slow transformation, but when, of course, the sun rules Leo, okay? So, and it's going to illuminate your partnerships and your home zone, your home and family. For the next 19 years. For right now, it's just this month, right? And for today with that, or excuse me, Tuesday, conjunctions of this, since they're both decently slow planets, Pluto's very slow, but the conjunction will last, you know, usually within 5 degrees. Some people say out to 10 degrees, but I just go by 5 degrees. So 5 days of each other after. So by next week, the energy should dissipate. But the moon also rules Cancer, which is again your 12th house. So you're looking at a lot of subconscious, you know, and this is where a lot of healing takes place as well. And you know, in the transformation zone. You know, Aquarius is also the great awakener. So you're going to have a lot of transforming even just this week. And it may feel chaotic. It may feel, you know, intense. But since the moon is fleeting, the moon's going to move out of that square pretty quickly. So it will be better. But again, your ruling planet is the sun. So you're going to want to give it, you know, 5 days, you know, I would say that just to be safe, you know, but a lot to do with your partnerships and your subconscious going on right there. Okay. And luckily that's all that's happening on Tuesday. So, hopefully you'll be able to acclimate to the energy, easier without anything else going on right at that moment. Okay? Okay. Going into Wednesday, the only real major thing going on Wednesday is Scorpio trining Saturn at 16 degrees. Now, Venus by this time will move into, it's going to go between 16 and 20 degrees this week. Okay? And so first it's going to trine Saturn, which again is your work zone. So a lot of emphasis on work at this moment. I'm sorry, Saturn is the ruler of your work zone. I don't mean to confuse you. And then Pisces is your 8th house, again, of other people's money. Success transformation could have something to do with your work zone as well. Okay? Because then, and since this is a trine, it's like good aspect. You can't go wrong with trines. Okay? Then it's going to move into a sextile with Mercury in Capricorn, which is your work zone again. Okay, 6th house. Work zone, health, daily habits. Okay, maybe you're starting a workout routine, you know, possibly, and this can get it, you know, jump started. Maybe you're buying a membership, eighth house, money, buying a membership to the gym. Something like that. Mercury will be moving from 19 degrees to 27 degrees throughout the week. Okay? And then the moon is going to come into, again, a trine with Venus. Venus is a benefactor. It's exalted in Pisces, which is, it can do its best work in Pisces. So that being your eighth house, Venus also rules money, and it rules partnerships. So that's a very, very good place to have Venus. Venus in Pisces is, you can't go wrong there, okay? The moon is going to then move into an opposition to Uranus in Taurus, which is your career zone. Uranus has been in Taurus for 6-7 years now. You're probably used to it, but the moon will trigger it, with this opposition, okay? But, helping it out is then when you're coming in, the moon will also, at 23 degrees, the moon at 20 degrees is going to trine Venus, which is the ruling planet of Taurus, okay? And then there's an opposition there, of course, but then you have another trine to Mars in Cancer, and then you have the sextile to Mercury. So you have all these trines and sextiles going on. And so, you are going to have an opposition being triggered at, between your career and reputation and your home and family, okay? And that is going on Thursday, the 23rd, okay? Now, these are roundabout times because it depends on where you are in the world, when you're going to, at what time that this is going to happen, okay? So if you want exact times, you can definitely look up all that information on the internet if you want exact times when the moon changes signs and such, okay? And then the moon then goes into a trine with Neptune. Again, you can't be mad about that. And then, of course, the lunar nodes. I didn't touch on this last week, but the reason I'm telling everybody this, the reason the lunar nodes are so important is because that's where the eclipses take place. We did have a partial eclipse back in Virgo season when the sun was in Virgo, and when the sun moves, which is your ruling planet, so it hits you even hard because it's the sun, right? And then, of course, the moon is your subconscious, okay? But when we get the sun in Pisces, we're going to start eclipse season again, okay? So, yes. We also have, Mercury opposite Mars, and then Mercury trine Uranus, and, all of this is happening at 23 degrees, okay? And for you, again, career, reputation, this is your work sector, work, daily habits, health, okay, and your subconscious. So, you could be having a lot of dreams especially just with Mars being in there without it even being aspected, you could be having a lot of dreams. But with Uranus being the great awakener, this is your career sector, you could be having a lot of dreams about your career, reputation, work, health, daily habits, okay? A lot of change going on there. And then the moon moves into Sagittarius, okay, at the end of that day. All right, and then as soon as the moon goes in Sagittarius, it's going to sextile the Sun and Pluto in Aquarius, okay. Sagittarius is your 5th house of romance, children, and creativity, which you actually rule the 5th house, okay. So that's a very natural house for you. It's going to sextile, which is a very nice soft aspect, to that Pluto and Sun, which, you know, again, the Sun rules you into your partnership sector. Okay, so let's see, that happens on Friday. So honestly, you should be having a lot of, you know, let's see, Pluto rules Scorpio, so that's your home. You might be having, you know, business or romantic partners coming to your home, you know, romance, yeah, romance partnerships. Can't go wrong there. Then the moon is going to go on to oppose Jupiter. Okay, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Jupiter has been in Gemini for, you know, since May, I believe. It's in retrograde right now until February 4th. Gemini is your friendship sector. So you got romance over here, and of course children and creativity. And then you have Gemini, your 11th house is friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes. So Jupiter, expands anything that it hits, which right now it looks like it's your friendships sector or any of your hopes that you're looking forward to. Okay, so that's going to come in and trigger these with a trine and a sextile. That's, you know, whether it's an opposition or not, it's good. It's good for you. Then the moon is going to square Saturn in Pisces, and then it's going to move on to square in Venus and square Neptune in the North Node, or the lunar nodes. That's your finance sector. So with romance, children, your finances could be, maybe your children need money, or maybe you want to spend some money on a creative project. Maybe maybe you want to spend some money on a date. You know, this is your romance sector. So that happens. Let me look again. Saturday is going to be a really good day. We have a lot of good stuff going on, honestly. The moon also trines Chiron, which, you know, earlier in the week it opposed it. Now it's trining it. So, which is your 9th house of awakening, you know, and your expansion zone. Okay. These are all trine. This is a trine to your house. Okay. All right. And then, of course, we have the squares as well. But, you know, yeah, squaring Venus, I always say this, like, even a square to Venus is still, you know, that's still a good aspect because it's Venus. You know, you have this opposition to Jupiter, and then you have the square to Venus. And square to Neptune actually isn't, you know, you might be in kind of la-di-da-di land when the moon squares Venus, right? Because both the moon and Venus Neptune are very, Neptune rules Pisces. It's very spiritual. It's very, very no boundaries and very surreal, ethereal. Okay. And then it goes on to, of course, square the lunar nodes as well. All right. Okay. The one awesome thing that's going on Saturday that I was just meaning to get into is Venus trines Mars. Venus and Mars are the partnership planets. Okay, they're the lovers of the zodiac, and Pisces and Cancer, water zones, that is very again ethereal, very romantic. With it being in your 12th and your 8th house, those are very private sectors. So you, again, when we're going into this romance, and you know, you might want to be having some privacy. You know, that's your intimacy zone as well. You know, so you might want to have some alone time with someone during the weekend. That happens on Saturday. All right, but you know, it's not like it just, you know, it builds up and then it hits, and then it, you know, there's still, it can last 2 to 3 days. The energy can. Okay. Then we also have Venus sextile Uranus. Okay. Again, 8th house and your 10th house, career, reputation. Again, anything that Venus touches, it really has a softening effect. So if you're talking about your career sector and Uranus, yeah, the good aspects of Uranus is awakening in a soft way, right? Like you don't, it doesn't have to be like boom, slam, bam, right? But like all of these are going to be at 23 degrees. You're going to have a whole lot of trines and sextiles between Mercury, Mars, Uranus, Venus, and Neptune. And, you know, the moon triggering all of this. Okay. So that's about what I have for you. It looks like you might be having a very nice weekend. I think everybody is going to have a nice weekend. You can't go wrong with the lovers trining each other. It doesn't happen too often. So, you know, I would be looking forward to the weekend myself. But anyway, I'm going to leave this here. If you want to see what's going on next week, you're more than welcome to subscribe, like the video. If you have any questions, you can comment. I do offer personal readings with astrology, tarot. I do also a lot of healing modalities. If you'd like to check out my website, more than welcome to. But until then, I hope you have a great week, Leo. So thank you. Bye.